JWong here, and welcome to another episode of The Cube. Today we're just going to do a quick episode of showing behind the scenes of how I really did the firework display. As you can see here, I think they've taken down the tower, but from the retrospect, I can still explain it with it still not being here. So basically, what would happen is a chicken would drop down, and it would hit this pressure plate, and it would like ignite something down here. So if you haven't seen the fireworks display though, you should definitely check it out on Grazer's channel or whoever posted it, because yeah, it would be a lot more sense if you had this side by side so you can understand what I'm talking about. So anyways, what happened first was a chicken would come out of here by a piston retracting. So when a piston pulled back, it dropped down the chicken, and then the chicken would hit a pressure plate, which would turn on the fireworks. So what would happen is I actually had a let's say for example this is the side wall. On the side wall I had a little redstone thing here that led up to the piston, and all you had to do was remove the redstone torch to actually have that piston retract. So it was so someone did that in the background, and then the chicken dropped and it landed here, which actually had two sets of redstone going this way, as you can see on there, and redstone going back here. Now the redstone back here actually had a staircase maneuver, which if I can get the right equipment, if I have some redstone left over here, yes I do. So what I did was I did a little thing where you can use slabs to elevate your stuff in a small space. So what you could do, for example, is if I go here, that, and then remove this, you have this set up. You can actually elevate redstone pretty easily. Let me just show you an example of how I did it. So you can go here and here, and this is actually a complete set. Like this will actually connect to this, and you could even keep staircasing if I get more redstone, if I can find some over here. So yeah, so we go here. All right, so yeah, as you see, this actually is a concurrent circuit. Like these will actually connect with each other. If I get a redstone torch, if I get a redstone torch and put it right here, this will light up, as you can see right here. And this is actually really good if you want a compact circuit going all the way up. But the thing is though, the redstone circuit does dry out eventually, so you'll have to put a repeater somewhere, which will maybe make your design a little bit larger. But I made it in such a way that it looked compact. It didn't look like it was a big clunky mess. So yeah, this led up there for the piston, and also led up there for releasing the fireworks once the chicken landed on the pressure plate. So there was actually fireworks up here at the top of the tower. So that was really cool. So let's remove this, and we'll show the next part of what was down here, because I think this is the cool part of all of like what's going on. So let's just remove all this. And yeah, we have some glass left over, so we can actually do this. Alright, so let's remove this glass, and let's assume that we wanted to do that again. We wanted to like actually make the fireworks dispense off. So let's presume that this redstone lamp is the pressure plate. Let's go here, and we gotta actually get it working in a circuit, so we should probably put it up here. Alright, so we're gonna put the redstone lamp, redstone torch right there. As you see, this lights up, and a circuit happens. So this is exactly, or a loop I should say, or a clock circuit. So basically, I took this from a schematic that I found on the Minecraft forums. I'll put a link in the description for that, or even show the diagram right now if I actually remember to do so. And this diagram basically happens so every once in a while this thing loops once, so that each time this happens, firework will dispense every time this loops. So that's why you can see multiple fireworks come out from each dispenser like a circular fashion during the event. So if we actually go to each section, we can actually hear each of them click. So this one's clicking, and it does that every time. So like you can hear that one click, and then it'll dispense again, and then it'll dispense again, and so forth. So and another hint is, if you also wanted to show connect your dispenser from an underground redstone source, all you need to do is make a two-step like this and put the redstone right here, and then put another block here. Putting this block here is important, because I'll show you what happens if I don't have the block here. It doesn't dispense, as you can hear. You can hear the click from the other dispenser, but yes, this block here is important for this circuit to actually connect, which is really weird, but that's how Minecraft mechanics work. So that's the gist of how like this all happened. Now the question is, how did it took like 3 to 4 hours to do? Well, here's the thing. I had a lot of redstone to work with, but the problem was I was working underground and this was not developed at all. And the thing was, it was sand all over the place. So actually, if we just move our way up here and let's actually make this place look a little bit more tidier, because that's probably a good thing to do. Oh, I didn't even. That's actually pretty cool. Alright, let's go here. So if we exit out here, which we're going to, originally Spawn's area was where the water was made out of pure sand. So when we were doing this, it was really kind of difficult to actually make this work, because every time I dug, sand would drop down, water would fall, and then destroy the whole redstone thing. So I was like, okay, we can't keep doing this forever, guys. So I just started clearing the area out first, then I put the redstone later, which made it a lot faster. But as I said before, working with all that is kind of tricky. As well, planning this all out, making this all work in my head, it takes a long time. And making this in survival is like even the harder part, because you have to plan ahead. You have to like draw the like diagrams out. You have to make the products. Making the products is probably the difficult part, because making a bunch of repeaters isn't hard, but it also takes a lot of time to get stuff from smooth stone and basically turn it into repeaters. You have to wait for that process. We don't have a silk touch on the server yet, so that's, unless someone does, I probably bet you someone does. If someone does, leave that in the comments below. But that's basically what made that so complex. So once that all happened, I was crossing my fingers that the chicken would even drop to the ground. I mean, at that point, I was really kind of nervous that a few issues could happen. One being that we used a wooden pressure plate. That is actually, if I were to change one thing, that would be it. I would not use a wooden pressure plate again, because here's the thing that you guys may not consider. What if the chicken had laid an egg? Then what would happen was the egg would drop a lot faster than the chicken, making it so that the chicken actually didn't light off the fireworks. I was hoping that did not happen. Thankfully, it didn't, because it would have kind of killed the vibe of the hype in anticipation. But thankfully, that chicken did not lay an egg. But if you, in future references, if you want a mob activated pressure plate, use a smooth stone pressure plate, because they work a lot better for situations like that, if you want to plan to do something like that in the future. So yeah, that basically wraps up this segment of what my 2015 thing was. I really enjoyed working on it. It was really difficult at times, but I feel so achieved just making it happen and making it all work. I mean, I worked like 4 hours on it, but just for like a 3 or 5 minute event, and it seems really, and that's what makes it awesome, because like you work so hard to make one like huge like momentarily thing work. It's kind of great, actually. Some people might be like, "How's that great?" I'm like, "Well, it just pays off in the end. That's how it works." We're gonna head back to my house because I got some few things to show. I don't think I have shown these things in the last episode. Maybe I have, but we're making this a really quick episode because I didn't intend to make it that long. This was originally supposed to go with the New Year's, and that's how it works. So let's see where my house is. As well, let's go over here. Am I going even the right way? I know my house is over here somewhere, or is it? No, it's not. I see. I didn't even know where my own house is. How could I forget that? My house is over here. But yeah, a lot of my free time on the server is building up levels. So what I've been doing this whole time is like been using the zombie grinder and literally been just grinding levels on levels and levels. And I want to show you what stuff I've been getting, and also what I've also done goofed on, because as you may know, I may have died in a desert temple, but I still make mistakes that are kind of just on that level too. So let's go back here and let's show what I currently have. So currently I have actually a full diamond and got a lot of good enchants. So we'll start with my diamond helmet. I currently have an Unbreaking 3, Fire Prot 4, and Respiration 3 helmet. This thing's pretty useful, but it's running out pretty soon, and I might want to get Aqua Infinity. But this thing helps for like lava damage because that can happen really often actually. And next thing I have here is a Prot 4 chest plate. Very useful for stuff in general. Prot 4 is always useful. Prot 3 and I'm breaking 3 leggings. Could get Prot 4. I just gotta find a Prot 3 book or another Prot 3 leggings. And last but not least, this big daddy. Prot 4, Depth Strider 3, Unbreaking 3, and Feather Falling 2. That's for a lot of enchantments. So repairing this thing is gonna be a pain. I don't plan to repair it. Maybe I will. I don't know. Alright, so on with that. We're gonna show what else we have. We actually have a few bows. I don't know what happened, guys. I lost my infinity bow. I don't know where it went at all. So when I was actually playing the server, I was thinking I had it on me this whole time, but then I checked my inventory and I didn't have it at all. So my flame 1, power 5, and infinity bow is gone now. I don't know where it is. So repping pepperoni for that. Next thing here, we've got my sharpness 4, looting 3, knockback 3, fire aspect 2, and unbreaking 3 sword. This thing's pretty strong. It could use sharpness 5, but that's not really an issue right now. And then also I got 2 picks. One that both have efficiency 4 and unbreaking 3, but this one has fortune 3. So I only use this when I see diamonds. So that also leads to the next point. Well, how do I get a whole bunch of materials that I do in this chest? Well, that's from actually... Yeah, that's from most of it's from getting the Fortune 3 benefits. So I actually have a lot more redstone downstairs, but I have 13 blocks of gold, 64 blocks of iron, 10 blocks of diamonds, and 53 lapis lazuli blocks. As well, I'm also finding a lot of slimes, and that looting 3 sword is coming in handy, so that's kind of useful. I might need this for in the future for bouncy projects or making some sticky pistons, and I think that's it for that. As well, we're going to move on to this. We've currently got some nether quartz, which is useful for, you know, making redstone comparators, which is why I actually wanted to go to nether in the first place. Redstone comparators are so useful. They actually help so much when it comes to making redstone projects, when actually, in fact, it would help for making a redstone sorting project right here. And it's that's what I plan to do, is make this a little miniature sorting thing where you put a little chest here and it sorts out other stuff into different areas and put the miscellaneous in right here. I don't know how exactly I plan to make this work, but I think it's gonna be pretty exciting. So that's probably gonna be the next episode. As you can see here, I have a ton of redstone. Let's just put that aside. I have pretty much 2 stacks. As you saw upstairs, I got a lot up there and a lot down here. This is my redstone like section. I plan to put more here for redstone, but in the meantime, we've currently got redstone torch and just redstone dust. I have not really worked too much on that. Over here, we've got some cobblestone. We get this a lot, and the reason why I keep cobblestone is not because I actually plan to use it for building, but in fact for smooth stone that will be used for redstone comparators or redstone repeaters. You need a lot of that for that, so that's going to become useful. I might also use this for building tools, as I like the polished look of these things, but once again, I don't know if I'm actually going to do that or not. And finally, mob drops. I found not a lot of mob drops here, just a few carrots and like ink sacks, and nothing really too fancy, just the usual here. So there's not really anything interesting, but as you can see, I got 4 music discs, which I probably bet you someone commented already. I have 4 music discs. I found 2 in a dungeon, and I found 2 from doing this method called, I don't know what the method is actually called, but it's basically when a skeleton hits a creeper and it kills the creeper, it drops a disc. So I've been just doing that just for the fun of it, and got 2 of the exact same discs, which I think is kind of, I don't know, that's a really weird coincidence. Unless those are the only discs you can get. I think you get more. I definitely know for a fact you probably can get more than just that. So yeah. Down here is basically where I died. I have put placeholders here so I can prevent future deaths. So yeah, this is where I mine and stuff, and strip mine, because no one really wants to see me strip mine, so I do that off camera. That's where I get all my resources, and it's almost a bunch of holes down there. I try to put as much torches as I can to prevent all the zombies from spawning. Another thing over here is I actually want to clear this area, And from here, I want to make a bridge to the other side because I actually do want to make that a house to live in, like another place to live in. I also want to live here too, but I also want to live there as well. Like have another, like you don't even need one place to live, in my opinion. I think if I can make this like a little JWong areaville where everything here is like my place, that'd be kind of cool. As once again, I still don't have a horse. Someone told me there's horses north, so as well, I think next episode I plan to go there. Also, as well, my chickens seem to be running low. I don't remember having that lease of chickens. I had like a full amount, unless some like a creeper exploded or something. But I'm not really too worried. Chickens are pretty easy to come by. You just can get a bunch of eggs and start tossing them in there, and they just hatch. If there's horses up north, I plan to probably get one that's really fast. Oh. I don't think there's going to be one that's too slow. I don't want to get one that's slower because I know for a fact there are slower horses that exist on Minecraft. So if you are the unfortunate one that gets a horse that's almost equivalent to running speed, then you should not be using that horse unless the only thing that is of your concern is not losing hunger, which horses are great for. You could have a horse and not lose that much hunger with it, which is awesome. So that's one thing to look at. We'll look around here as well. Community farm looks pretty cool. We're really low on cows for some reason, so I guess we'll populate the cows by giving them some wheat, and as well populate the sheep because they need some love as well. And apparently I damaged that horse somehow. I don't know how that was possible. And there's Grades of 10 over there. We're gonna go straight over here, and I actually on an update, guys, I actually found Straub's zombie spawner. I think that's Straub's zombie spawner, if I'm correct. So I looked at it, and guys, it's a lot better than mine. Mine is really basic. I've read your comments, and I didn't expect it to be this amazing down here, but this is the bomb. Look at this thing. There's an enchantment table here, and then there's a zombie spawner. Holy man, this is like top tier material. Like I didn't even know you could make something this cool, and lo and behold, Straub made something pretty cool. I think that's Straub made. I totally don't know who made this, but I'm just saying that because Straub AFK here and told me this was here. So yeah, I didn't actually read in the comments. If anyone knows who did make this, leave in the comments below. I'm fairly certain it is Straub, but I could be wrong, or could honestly be wrong. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I might plan to actually get an EXP here, or XP here, hopefully, and maybe I'll also contribute an anvil here because anvils are pretty useful. Anvils help usually just, you know, have this all working and stuff. So we're gonna go back upstairs. Let's also go here. And let's run all the way back upstairs. So yeah, I think this is gonna be a really short episode, as I said before, because I was planning to put this on New Year's as a really fast episode. As well, I also, guys, wanted to wish you guys a happy new year. It is 2015, guys. We are ready for a brand new year on the Cube, and I'm excited, and I bet you guys are excited as well. So leave in the comments below what you guys plan to do this year that you're doing differently from last year. I love reading your comments. I do try to reply to some of them. If I don't, I do apologize because it takes a lot of time to read. Because if I replied to every single one of them, I would be almost on my channel all day just replying to comments. But I still love you guys all. I tried to read as much as I can. So with that all in mind, if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a like. If you want to stay for more content, make sure you subscribe. As always, have a great day, please, and see you guys later. Peace out.